When specialist Channing Moss was medevaced into the 759th Forward Surgical Hospital in Afghanistan, all Major John O. and his staff knew was that he had a serious shrapnel wound from an RPG attack. But as they examined him, they got the shock of their lives.
And it wasn't until unwrapping the bandages that we found that he had a RPG that was stuck in his abdomen.
The 2-foot rocket had shattered his pelvic bone and was still lodged in his body with the fin sticking out. And it was still carrying a live explosive charge.
At that point in time, he needed no other surgeon. He needed an explosives expert. And fortunately, we had Sergeant Brown, who's right there, that fortunately didn't go out to clear IEDs that day.
The surgeon's working guideline is that a patient containing live ordnance is to be separated, placed outside in a sandbag bunker, and treated as expectant.
They're expectant. So unexploded ordnance is an expected triage category. So that means you expect them to die.
But Major O refused to let Specialist Moss die. He had decided, despite the imminent danger of an explosion, he was going to operate.
We either could be heroes or things could go horribly wrong. And he asked me to come back and assist him with the operation. We bumped knuckles and said this is either going to go very well or very poorly. He even said before we went back, he made it clear to anybody who did not want to do this did not have to do it. And to the woman and to the man, nobody said that any words, and we knew that what we had to do.
Major O cleared the aid station and brought Specialist Moss into the operating room with a minimal crew of volunteers. Ordnance expert Sergeant Daniel Brown held onto the rocket while Dr. O performed the tense surgery. Finally, the rocket came free and was rushed from the OR.
There we go, we're clear, we're clear.
We didn't know what the future would hold for him, if he'd live or die, but we knew we did the best we could that day.
Specialist Moss made it back to his wife and 2 daughters, thanks to the selfless acts of Major John O. and his team of volunteers.
As a medical team, we're taught to save lives every day. And that's what we wanted to do for our fellow soldier, Channing Moss. I'm Major John O.
They may be ordinary people, but the simple fact is that they do extraordinary things. And that's why we can say that they are faces of strength.